Before you throw your laptop across the room, let's slow down for a second and talk about what is actually happening. A slow computer does not always mean it is broken. Sometimes it is tired, sometimes it is overloaded, and sometimes, honestly, it was never very powerful. A lot of people buy a cheap laptop because the price looks amazing. Then, 6 months later, they wonder why it takes forever to open Chrome, load emails, or start Windows. The reason is usually simple. The machine came with very limited hardware. For example, if your computer only has 4 GB of RAM, Windows may run, but it will struggle the moment you open multiple browser tabs, Office files, or background apps. RAM is like your desk space. If the desk is tiny, everything gets crowded fast. The same goes for storage. If your computer still has an old mechanical hard drive, upgrading to an SSD can feel like giving the machine a second life. Programs open faster, Windows starts quicker, and the whole system feels smoother. So before blaming Windows, check the basics: RAM, storage type, and upgrade options. Now let's talk about something many people ignore: the health of the parts inside the computer. Your computer may look fine from the outside, but inside, one weak part can make the whole system feel slow. Two of the biggest suspects are the storage drive and the RAM. Your storage drive is where Windows, programs, photos, videos, and documents are saved. If that drive has errors, Windows may take longer to find and open files. It is like looking for one paper in a messy room. The paper is there, but finding it takes forever. RAM can also cause strange problems. Bad memory does not always mean the computer will completely stop working. Sometimes it freezes, opens apps slowly, restarts randomly, or shows blue screen errors. The good thing is, Windows has built-in tools that can help you check these problems. You can run a disk check to look for storage errors, and you can use Windows Memory Diagnostic to test your RAM. These checks cost nothing, but they can tell you a lot. Before buying a new computer, make sure the one you have is not simply struggling because one part is damaged. Another common reason a computer slows down is simple: the storage drive is almost full. Windows needs free space to work properly. It does not only store your photos, videos, downloads, and programs. It also uses extra space in the background for updates, temporary files, system tasks, and moving data around. Think of it like a small room. If the room is packed from floor to ceiling, you cannot move properly. Your computer works the same way. When the drive is too full, everything starts feeling tight and slow. A good first step is to check your Downloads folder, Desktop, Videos folder, and Recycle bin. Many people have old installers, duplicate videos, screenshots, zip files, and files they forgot about. You can also use a storage analyzer tool to see what is taking the most space. Sometimes one forgotten folder is using 50 GB or 100 GB without you knowing. But be careful, do not randomly delete system folders. Only remove files you recognize or no longer need. Once you clear space, restart the computer and test it again. Sometimes this alone can make Windows feel smoother and faster. Now let's talk about startup programs. This is one of those problems that slowly builds up over time. You install one program, then another, then another. Each one quietly adds itself to start up. After a few months, your computer is trying to open 10 or 15 background apps before you even click anything. That is why some computers take so long to reach the desktop. Windows is not only starting itself, it is also loading cloud apps, update tools, chat apps, launchers, printer software, music apps, and programs you may not even use anymore. The fix is simple. Open Task Manager. Go to the Startup Apps section and look at what is enabled. If you see programs you do not need every time the computer starts, disable them. Do not worry. Disabling a startup item does not delete the program. It only stops it from opening automatically. You can still open it manually whenever you need it. Also check background processes. Sometimes one app uses too much CPU, memory, or disk power. If one process is constantly at the top, it may be slowing everything down. Clean startup means faster boot, smoother desktop, and less waiting. If your computer is still slow after checking hardware, storage, and startup apps, then it is time to think about software problems. Malware, unwanted programs, and shady browser extensions can quietly run in the background. They may track activity, show ads, change browser settings, or use your system resources without asking. Even if you do not see anything obvious, your computer can feel heavy and delayed. Run a full scan with a trusted antivirus program. Also remove toolbars, unknown apps, PC cleaner programs, and anything you do not remember installing. But malware is not the only issue. Sometimes Windows itself becomes damaged. A failed update, sudden shutdown, or system crash can corrupt important files. When that happens, Windows may still open, but it may run badly. You can try built-in repair options like System File Checker, Windows Update Repair, System Restore, or resetting Windows while keeping personal files. The important thing is this: do not keep installing random booster apps. Many of them create more problems than they solve. Fix the real cause first. A clean, healthy Windows system will always perform better than one overloaded with junk and hidden errors. Now here is the part nobody likes to hear. Sometimes your computer is not slow because of one small problem. Sometimes it is slow because it is simply old. You can clean files, remove startup apps, scan for malware, repair Windows, and even upgrade the RAM or storage. But if the processor is very old, the motherboard is outdated, and the machine is struggling with modern software, there is only so much you can do. That does not mean you should instantly buy a new computer. First, ask yourself one simple question. When this computer is working at its best, are you happy with it? If the answer is yes, then fixing it may be worth it. A new SSD, more RAM, or a clean Windows install could give it more life. But if the answer is no, and even on a good day it still feels slow, then spending money on repairs may not be smart. That money may be better used toward a newer machine. A computer should help you work, study, browse, and create without constant frustration. So check the simple things first. But when it is time to move on wisely. That is how you stop fighting your computer and start enjoying it again.